Let's jump right into this explainer and clear up a massive point of confusion in the inbound call coverage space. If you're currently trying to figure out how to handle your phones when your team is totally swamped, or what happens after you close your doors for the day, well, you're in exactly the right place.
You've probably heard the terms answering service, virtual receptionist, and dedicated CSR thrown around interchangeably by a lot of vendors out there. And honestly, it leaves you wondering, are these three services really just different names for the exact same thing? Like, are they just slapping a slightly different label onto the exact same product?
The short answer is absolutely not. The really crucial takeaway here is that these are entirely distinct, fundamentally different operational models. And look, getting this wrong, choosing the wrong one, can literally lead to burned out staff, super frustrated callers, and a seriously wasted budget. So today, we're going to evaluate each one completely impartially so you can nail down exactly what fits your unique business.
Okay, let's start with the traditional answering service. Think of this as a shared pool of agents whose main job is basic message taking and overflow coverage. It's essentially a live human replacement for your voicemail. And because they operate on a shared model, you're generally going to be billed by the minute or by the call. And honestly, that billing structure perfectly highlights its best use case. The classic scenario for an answering service is a business dealing with unpredictable after-hours call bursts. Your main goal here isn't complex problem solving. It's simply preventing someone from hanging up when they hit voicemail. You just want to capture a name and a number so you can call them back tomorrow. But you really have to remember how that billing works. Since you pay per call or per minute, the meter is running on every single call. Yep, even wrong numbers and robocalls.
Moving up a tier, we have the virtual receptionist. Now, this is not just a shared pool of random operators. A virtual receptionist is a dedicated, named human professional. They actually take the time to learn your business, they apply your specific emergency escalation rules, and they can even book appointments directly into your calendar. They really act as a direct extension of your front office.
So this model absolutely shines for someone like a solo roofing contractor, a local dental clinic, or a property manager. Imagine a super stressed caller dialing in at midnight because their apartment is flooded. They need a real person who has the careful judgment to actually screen that issue. A virtual receptionist knows exactly who to wake up on your team for a true, literal emergency and who can just wait until the morning. Plus, with this model, your coverage is built around your actual operating hours rather than arbitrary bundles of minutes.
Finally, we reach the dedicated customer service representative, or a managed contact center team. This is a whole different ballgame that moves way beyond basic phone answering. We're talking about a dedicated operation, usually kicking off at around 10 or more seats, and it provides true omni-channel support. That means they are handling voice, live chat, and email, all wrapped up with a dedicated team lead and daily quality assurance.
Think about how perfectly this fits a global SaaS brand or a massive e-commerce company. They don't just need someone to take a quick message, they need round-the-clock, follow-the-sun ticket resolution across totally different time zones. If a customer runs into a technical glitch, they need a fully equipped omni-channel team actively resolving that issue during that customer's daytime, no matter where they are in the world.
Section 1. The Comparison Matrix. Evaluating the dimensions.
Let's break these models down side by side and evaluate them impartially across a few key dimensions. Starting with the cost model, answering services charged per minute, virtual receptionists are based on dedicated actual hours, and CSRs operate on a flat monthly rate per seat. When you look at knowledge depth, it scales up from basic message taking to learning your specific business FAQs all the way to handling Tier 1 and 2 technical support. And definitely take note of the continuity factor. It naturally evolves from getting a random shared agent every time to a named dedicated human straight up to a fully managed team with QA. It really proves that one service isn't inherently better than the others, they just serve highly specific, unique operational needs.
Section 2. The Decision Tree. Find your ideal model. Okay, let's run a quick self-diagnosis. Question 1. I want you to ask yourself about the ultimate goal of the interaction when a customer dials your number. What actually has to happen before that caller hangs up the phone?
If your goal is merely to capture contact info so your team can follow up on it later, a basic answering service is going to work perfectly for you. But if you need that issue fully fixed or the ticket closed out on that very first call, you absolutely need a dedicated CSR team.
Moving to question 2. Let's take a hard look at your scale and the specific nature of your after-hours inquiries.
If you're a solo property manager who needs someone to expertly screen those midnight flood calls, you need the precise human judgment of a virtual receptionist. On the flip side, an e-commerce store selling to a worldwide audience, they need a full CSR team managing live chats, emails, and phone calls all at the exact same time.
And that brings us to our final diagnostic question, which focuses strictly on the financial efficiency of how you're paying for this service. Take a look at your daily call volume. This is exactly where the basic answering service genuinely gets the win. If your calls are just highly unpredictable bursts, paying per call is incredibly efficient compared to paying for a dedicated seat that might sit totally empty all night long. But if you're seeing consistent daily volume, the virtual receptionist takes the win because the coverage is built around your actual working hours. And for high volume across multiple different channels, the dedicated CSR wins out with that predictable flat rate per seat. So if you take one thing away from this explainer today, make it this really simple but powerful philosophy: fit over features. The quote-unquote best service isn't necessarily the one with the most bells and whistles. It's simply the one that perfectly aligns with your current bottlenecks without over-engineering or, frankly, under-engineering the solution.
So here's what you should do next. Take a look at your own call logs from this past week. Identify your biggest coverage gap where your customers are slipping through the cracks. Are you missing critical emergencies or just failing to capture that routine overflow? What is it truly costing your business every single time that phone rings out to voicemail? Once you figure that out, book a call to find your fit. Thanks for hanging out and learning with me today.